back to the Blackout Tea channel. All right, guys, so it looks like the shooter, Tyler Robinson, has actually, I can get rid of this because I don't need it. Tyler Robinson actually had his first court hearing today. And we're going to go ahead and take a look of what is happening, honey, with this.
The roommate told police that the roommate received messages from Robinson about the shooting, and he did provide those messages to police. On September 10th, 2025, the roommate received a text message from Robinson which said, "Drop what you're doing. Look under my keyboard." The roommate looked under the keyboard and found a note that stated, quote, "I had the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk, and I'm going to take it." Police found a photograph of this note. The following text exchange, then took place. After reading the note, the roommate responded, "What? You're joking, right?" Robinson, "I am still okay, my love, but am stuck in Orem for a little while longer yet. Shouldn't be long until I can come home, but I gotta grab my rifle still. To be honest, I had hoped to keep this secret till I died of old age. I am sorry to involve you." Roommate, "You weren't the one who did it, right?" Robinson, I am. I'm sorry." Roommate, "I thought they caught the person." Robinson, "No, they grabbed some crazy old dude, then interrogated someone in similar clothing. I had planned to grab my rifle from my drop point shortly after, but most of that side of town got locked down. It's quiet, almost enough to get out, but there's one vehicle lingering." Roommate, "Why?" Robinson, "Why did I do it?" Roommate, "Yeah." Robinson, "I had enough of his hatred. Some hate can't be negotiated out. If I am able to grab my rifle unseen, I will have left no evidence."
All right, guys, so it looks like they are definitely going for the death penalty here, okay? So what we're covering right now is Robinson has had his first hearing. This is the suspect that killed Kirk, appeared virtually for the first court hearing, and that was for today. Okay, he was formally charged on 7 counts today. Prosecutors are going to seek the death penalty. They have already confirmed that. The text messages revealed that charging documents show the suspect confessed, and a series of actually text messages sent to his roommate, which we are now finding out that is his lover, after the attack. Okay, so Robinson's mother appears to be the one that actually saw him on TV, and she actually asked her husband to take a look, and it looks like that is how they caught him. So in other words, Smelly Pateli, baby, the FBI had nothing to do with bagging this guy. This guy was bagged because his family turned him in. Like we've been saying, Snelly Shelly Patelli needs to get the heck out of Dodge. He is not equipped for the job that they've got him. And this is why they got rid of all these DEIs, because they have a whole handful of army over there of people that Donald Duck has hired, and these people do not know anything about the jobs that they've been placed in to do. Okay, so the charging documents show the suspect confessed to those to 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 doing this, the shooting. He confessed that it is him, and he did that with his actual lover, the roommate that he was actually living with at the time. Okay, his mother had become said that he had become more political, and he started leaning more left. He was becoming more pro-gay and trans rights oriented, and she's saying that it's most likely because the lover that he was with was a man who was actually transitioning to become a woman. Okay, so FBI Smelly Telly Patelli didn't do nothing. Okay, but he was actually probed today. It appears that there is 20 more people that participated in an online chat with Robinson that they are looking to get their hands on for questioning. Okay. It's been a busy day for the investigation into the killing. Okay, so they announced against the man, which is Robinson, that they are actually charging him. He's the 22-year-old that's facing aggravated murder, 2 counts of obstruction of justice, felony discharge of a firearm causing serious bodily injury, and he also have 2 counts of witness tampering and the commission of a violent offense in the presence of a child. Okay. It looks like details, again, like I told y'all, Robinson's mother told the investigators that her son had begun dating a man and that he was transitioning, okay, and that he was beginning to grow to be pro gay, okay. It was Robinson's mother who actually identified him through photos that were released by the authorities, the photos that you and I saw online, okay? And according to Gray, the bullet that actually struck Kirk narrowly actually missed several other individuals. Robinson confessed in the messages, and he also is responsible for the engravings on the shell casings found, and that was found with the rifle in the shooting that the reference memes they kept talking about over the weekend. So again, the first court hearing was held on today, and it looks like things got heated earlier with the Senate committee. You know, Patel had a lot of questions that he had to get answered as well, because there's a lot of people that have been watching and they are saying that he definitely did not do and is not doing his job properly. Okay, so Judge Tony Graff is the one that's on this right now. He has granted a pretrial protective order for Kirk's wife, which is Erica, the fakester. Okay, because child, when I saw Erica at that damn podium, I said, now you know Erica is up here trying to keep her money in order and over here pretending. I don't even think she cared that Kirk did. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Okay, she I see her putting on a show, baby. We are about to see a show. Okay. It looks like the next hearing is going to be on September 29th. That is going to be at 10 a.m. Robinson did not have an attorney, but he was appointed one. Okay, so the judge has now appointed him an attorney, and he has actually requested that they get that information sent in immediately, so that the proper paperwork and documents are filed. Robinson is going to be remaining in custody without bail, guys. They are not going to let him in off of the hook. From what I've seen and read, it appears that this guy thought that he was going to be able to walk out of jail. He thought he was going to go in, turn himself in, and they were going to let him go. Okay. So again, he has made his first court appearance. He did come in a bulletproof vest, which I don't think he need because ain't nobody trying to harm him. I don't even think he had need that, okay? But that is the actual suspect right now, even though you know they had 2 different people. They had one guy that supposedly said that he actually acted as if he was the shooter at first so that the real shooter could get away. And then they had another guy that they claim, Pateli Smelly Shelly, claimed that, you know, he had the right person at first and he did not, okay? And in fact, it was that person had nothing to do with it. So I hope that person seek them a good attorney for a lawsuit. Okay, do not let these people get over without catching y'all lawsuits, because that's gonna be you catching your break. Anytime that they out here doing anything in these communities to y'all that they shouldn't, sue their ass. Okay, it's now gonna become up season when it comes down to the party that this MAGA sense, because MAGA's sitting here looking at other people when they're the one that don't want to get rid of these guns. At the same time that this shooting was occurring, there was also a shooting at a school. Okay, that was going on as well. I did not see or hear anything about coverage on that school all day for a couple of days to be exact. Okay, and this is children. These are the children that they claim that they want people to have more children, and they want people to be family oriented, but at the same time they're the one that producing the guns. They letting these guns into anybody's hands at this point. Okay, so new details on Kirk assassination. Pateli Smelly told lawmakers that the FBI is interviewing more than 20 other people who participated in an online chat. This doesn't mean that they participated in anything that Robinson had going on, but they had spoken to him via chat. And it seems like that chat might be of some type of importance if he had said anything inside of it. Okay. So it looks like Booker got into a heated exchange with Patel as well. Okay. Pateli Smelly, he told him, I don't think you're not going to be around long, adding that he thought that this might be his last oversight hearing, to be honest, okay? And Pateli Smelly got into shouting, honey, in the match, talking about he wasn't going nowhere, this, that, and the third. But at the end of the day, everybody is scrutinizing him because he did not do a good job. I mean, you had people out here, you sitting on the internet, and you out here putting these things in the ether, letting people saying that you got the shooter, and you know good and well you ain't even had no damn shooter yet. Y'all was just trying to come up with a person, and that's exactly what y'all do. Y'all went with a story like y'all do. Y'all lie, 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 and deflect. That's all I've been seeing for the past couple of months. All y'all been doing the same thing. Lie, 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 and deflect. It's like y'all is just, your tongue is just up Donald Duck's ass, okay? So in the span of a few minutes in the House of Floor, Nancy Mace tried to introduce a censure resolution against Democratic Republicans. Mace is always on some bullshit and don't do nothing for her state, okay? Mace is trying to move to censor Omar and remove her from committees over comments following the assassination of Kirk. Like, who gives the fuck? They're trying to take these people jobs. Again, these people need to sue them, okay? Sue the hell out of them. You lose your job for speaking, sue them, okay? So Omar's spokesperson pushed back on Mace's characterization of Omar's comments about Kirk and criticized Republicans for not denouncing the instance of political violence. In her interview, she also grappled with the divisive legacy, but she now no way implied that violence was actually deserved. Okay. The effort by Mace comes as you know those Republicans are broadly calling for consequences for anyone who speaks critically of this issue about Kirk. Anybody that don't hold their own, in other words, because this is them literally pushing corporations and stuff to fire people so that they can get sued in the end, because that's exactly what's going to end up happening. The guy Robinson is responsible for the engravings on the bullet casings. Those engravings, I'm pretty sure that we will learn probably within the trial what they mean. There was a phrase on one of them that says notices bulges OWO. What's this? It was actually engraved on the fired bullet that hit Kirk. So now they're saying to remember how well, this is him talking to his roommate when he was texting. He mentioned to remember how he was engraving the bullets. Like he actually planned this, he said, for about a week. It was only about a week that he actually thought about it, saw that the opportunity was coming because Kirk was going to be visiting over on the end where he was. And that's what he did. He took as it. He's the only person. They're not saying that they have anybody else. He did leave a note for his roommate. Okay, they're saying that he did leave a note for the roommate, and then I believe he phoned him or either texted him to go and retrieve that note from under a computer or under a computer y'all, I don't know, keyboard. Okay, underneath the keyboard is where he had it. And the roommate first, when he read it, he was like, damn, what? He didn't say damn, that's me saying that, but what, are you joking? Because like the roommate said, he received the text from Robinson to drop what he was doing and go look under the keyboard. The roommate goes, looks under the keyboard and found the note which stated, well, I had the opportunity to take out Kirk and I'm going to take it. So police found a photograph of the actual note. Gray said, that is the judge again. And according to Gray, after reading the text from Robinson, the roommate had responded, what? You're joking, right? And then they also spoke about the filing, that is not going to be an indictment to charge Robinson. It's actually going to be uses of information filing. So They have decided that an information document is going to be the formal accusation filed by the prosecutor, while an indictment is a formal accusation filed by a grand jury. And so the prosecutor is the one that wants to file on this one, okay? The attorney says he has been measured in sharing details. He doesn't want to share too much details about this. He wants to make sure that they get a fair and partial jury. My thing is, they're going to make sure that they do that. I can guarantee you that this juror selection is going to be full of MAGAs with their beliefs, okay? I can guarantee you that that's what he's going to get. Because lo and behold, this guy, Robinson's family actually raised, I wouldn't say they raised, people donated $1 million or more to his family. They're deciding, the mom and the dad supposedly said they're giving it to the Kirk family. I don't know why. I think they've gotten lots of money. They might want to keep their money because it looks like they've been in hiding. If you've noticed, we haven't heard anything, not a peep from the ass, okay? They've been underneath a bush till the grandmama, the damn daddy mama said she couldn't get in touch with him. Okay, so wherever they at, they under a bush hidden, okay, in some type of log house or something, chilling out. This guy said that his dad was being a die-hard Trumper, and he did not like it, and this is most likely why he's saying that he did it. Okay, he was getting tired of Kirk spewing all the negativity that he was, is what I'm getting from the charges and what I'm getting. It appears that in court he did not say much. He is not saying much to authorities at all. Excuse me. It appears that he is not doing a lot of talking. He's nodding and like acknowledging that he's there, but he's definitely not saying a lot to them, not telling them a lot, really not giving them any information. Any information that I think that they're getting is from that family that told on him and from the guy that he was dating. Okay, I feel like at the end of the day, had to get a drink of water. I feel like at the end of the day, had he not told them, he was not going to go to prison because, like he said, he was going to carry that to his grave, or at least when he get old, he would have said something. I truly believe that at that moment, that they decided that they wanted to tell, I really believe that he felt he should have never even mentioned or uttered anything to them because it was them that prompted him to go and turn himself in. Okay, he had no intentions of actually doing that, is what I would say. So after Robinson's parents became concerned that the surveillance images of the suspect that authorities released looked like their son, and that a rifle that police believe was used in Charlie Kirk's killing matched the rifle that was given to his son as a gift, his father called him. The father contacted Robinson and asked him to send a picture of the rifle, but Robinson did not respond. The father subsequently spoke on the phone with Robinson, who implied that he planned to take his own life. Robinson's parents were then able to convince him to meet at their home. Now, while talking to his parents at their home, Robinson implied that he shot Kirk and stated that he couldn't go to jail and just wanted to end it, Gray said. When Robinson was then asked why he did it, Robinson explained that there is too much evil and the guy, referring to Kirk, spreads too much hate, Gray said, reading from a probable cause statement filed in court. Okay. So again, it looks like he is actually facing charges. It is 7 counts as of now. I'm going to say as of now because I feel like just because they're going to continue trying to add as much charges as they actually can add. Okay. So they say they understand the public's desire to know the facts. They said that their own family members have pressed them for information. Why are they being reluctant to share the details of the investigation itself and comment on the case, which they always try to hide shit? And it's because they want to be fair and impartial trial. And Gray went on citing the protections afforded to the accused in the Fifth and Sixth Amendments. Okay, so Charlie Kirk, suspect shooter Tyler Robinson, has confessed. He confessed to his roommate through text messages, and he also confessed to his parents. Okay, and another part of the conversation, Robinson's roommate asked him why did he do it, and he said, "I had enough of his hatred. Some hate can't be negotiated out." Robinson also told his roommate that the rifle he allegedly used actually belonged to the grandfather. So it belonged to his grandfather, but it was gifted to him. He sent several messages about how he might retrieve it while the police were actually searching for him in the hours after the shooting. Now, he also mentioned that he was worried that the old man, which he meant his dad at that time, what he would do if he didn't bring back the actual rifle. And Robinson said in the messages and appeared to consider whether it could be traced back to him. Now, he did say he might have abandoned it and hoped that they didn't find the prints. And then he says, "How the fuck will I explain losing it to my old man?" He said, according to the documents. So Robinson also told his roommate to delete messages and not speak to police or the media. So this is why they're charging him with the evidence situation, okay? With because they calling that tampering because he's asking people to remove it, okay? Um, the suspect's mother told county sheriff's office that her son had accused Kirk of spreading hate. And in one conversation before the shooting, Robinson mentioned that Kirk would be holding an event at UVU, Gray shared during a news conference today. Now, Robinson accused Kirk of spreading hate, Grace added. Now, this is the photo that you and I saw over the weekend of the individual that they were looking for. Utah County Jeff Gray noted it was the mother of the suspect who identified him through these photos released by authorities. Okay. So the information unfolded like this, guys. On the evening of September 11th, as law enforcement continued their investigation, Robinson went to the Washington County Sheriff Office with his parents and a family friend to turn himself in. And this must and could have been the pastor that they've been speaking about. Robinson's mother stated the following to police on September 11th, the day after the shooting. Robinson's mother saw the photo of the shooter in the news and thought the shooter looked like her son. Robinson's mother actually called her son and asked him where he was. He stated that he was at home sick and that he had been also sick at home on September 10th. So the day of the shooting, he tried to act as if he was at home. Robinson's mother expressed concern to her husband that the suspect shooter looked like Robinson. The father agreed with her, okay? So, approximately 15 minutes into that event, Kirk was answering a question about a mass shooting by transgender individuals when a gunshot rang out. And I really think that that question is the reason. That question actually gave him an even more push once he answered that question. The bullet struck Kirk in the neck. He slumped to the ground, and almost immediately, the bullet's trajectory passed closely to several other individuals besides Kirk, including the questioner who was standing directly in front of Kirk. Children were visible near Kirk's stage when he was shot. Kirk was rushed to a nearby hospital where he was declared deceased. Now, let me get you this. This is a college. You have young children. This is my thing about MAGA because MAGA is like a lot of pedophiles be in MAGA. And it seems like these things really be starting and spanning around them lying about this Christianity thing. They try to make it seem as if they're so close, this, that, and the third, close knit. But it's really these summer camps and all this stuff they got. Baby, let me tell you, they're sending your kids off in the woods to be with them because they are being predators at those times. These mega females need to really watch their children, okay? Their children are being exploited, and they're being exploited through them, and half of them actually know it. Because why is children at an event like this? This is you teaching them from the time that they're young to start believing this type of hatred. And it's so fucking wrong. Okay? Pedos are always mixed in something with children when it comes down to MAGA. I don't know what the hell it is. And then they're sitting here trying to blame others. You know, they're not talking about one skin color at this point. Everybody else is considered now a brown color. Okay? Everybody besides them. This is outrageous. Okay? So the suspect was dating the roommate. The mother, Robinson, the suspect in the killing, told investigators that her son had begun dating his roommate, a male who was transitioning. According to the documents, the mother also said that over the last year or so, Robinson had more, he's became more political and had started to lean more to the left, becoming more pro-gay and trans rights oriented. According to court documents, the police also interviewed Robinson's roommate. The roommate told police that the roommate received messages from Robinson about the shooting and provided those messages to them. Okay. Robinson faces 2 witness tampering charges for directing his roommate to delete texts and stay silent. Count 5, witness tampering, a third-degree felony for directing his roommate to delete his incriminating text, and count 6, a third-degree felony for directing his roommate to stay silent if questioned by police. Okay, so formal charges have been filed in the shooting of Kirk. Okay, Robinson, the suspect in the killing, again has been formally charged. Gray said he intends to seek the death penalty. Robinson, who is 22, is being held without bail at the moment, and it appears that the court documents have now also been released. Okay, so in conversation, we're just going to go through the conversation and the text messages because everything else we've actually talked about what's happening here in the case and what's to come. Okay, so I want to go to where the roommate and Robinson is having. So after reading the note, the roommate responded, "What? You're joking, right?" And Robinson, "I am still okay, my love, but I am stuck in Orm for a little while longer yet. Shouldn't be long until I come home, but I gotta grab my rifle still. To be honest, I had hoped to keep the secret till I die of old age. I am sorry to involve you. Roommate, you weren't the one who did it, right?" Robinson, "I am. I'm sorry." Roommate, "I thought they caught the person." Robinson, "No, they grabbed some crazy old guy that they interrogated someone in similar clothing. I had planned to grab my rifle from my drop point shortly after, but most of that side of town got locked down. It's quiet, almost enough to get out, but there's one vehicle lingering." Roommate, "Why?" Robinson, "Why did I do it?" Roommate, "Yeah." Robinson, "I had enough of his hatred. Some hate can't be negotiated out. If I am able to grab my rifle unseen, I will have left no evidence. Going to attempt to retrieve it again. Hopefully they have moved on. I haven't seen anything about them finding it." Roommate, "How long have you been planning this?" Robinson, "A bit over a week, I believe. I can get close to it, but there is a squad car parked right by it. I think they already swept the spot, but I don't want to chance it." Robinson, "I'm wishing I had circled back and grabbed it as soon as I got to my vehicle. I'm worried what my old man would do if I didn't bring back Grandpa's rifle. I don't know if it had a serial number, but it wouldn't trace to me. I worry about prints. I had to leave it in the bush where I changed outfits. Didn't have the ability or time to bring it with me. I might have to abandon it and hope they don't find prints. How the fuck will I explain losing it to my old man? Only thing I left was the rifle wrapped in a towel. Remember how I was engraving bullets? The fucking messages are mostly a big Mimi. If I see notices, bulge, UWU, on Fox News, I might have a stroke. All right, I'm gonna have to leave it. That really fucking sucks. Judging from today, I'd say Grandpa's gun does just fine. I don't know. I think that was a 2K scope. Robinson, delete this exchange. Robinson, my dad wants photos of the rifle. He says Grandpa wants to know who has what. The feds released a photo of the rifle, and it is very unique. He's calling me. I'm not answering. Robinson, since Trump got into office, my dad has been pretty die-hard MAGA. Robinson, I'm gonna turn myself in willingly. One of my neighbors here is a deputy for the sheriff. Robinson, you are all I worry about, love. That's who must have went with them. The deputy of the sheriff must have went with them. Roommate, I'm much more worried about you. Robinson, don't talk to the media, please. Don't take any interviews or make any comments. If any police ask you question, ask for a lawyer and stay silent. Just a second. Alrighty, so what I'm saying is, guys, they're going in now, and this is search warrants for Robinson's residence. So the police executed a search warrant on Robin's residence, and during that search, police actually discovered a shell casing with etches, etchings, etchings, like the etchings found on the shell casings in the rifle near UVU. Police also found several targets with bullet holes in Robinson's home. Count one, aggravated murder, pertains to Robinson's shooting and killing of Kirk in a manner that exposed others, in addition to Kirk, to great risk of death. Count two, felony discharge of a firearm, pertains to Robinson's shooting towards Kirk, knowing what doing so would endanger those in the bullet's path. The shot caused serious bodily injury to Kirk, ultimately resulting in his death. Count three, obstructing justice, pertains to Robinson's removal and hiding of the rifle to be used to shoot Kirk. Count four, obstructing justice, pertains to Robinson's removal and hiding of the clothing he wore when he shot Kirk. Count five, witness tampering, pertains to Robinson's statement to his roommate, telling his roommate to delete their text exchange that followed the shooting. Count six, witness tampering, pertains to Robinson's statement to his roommate, telling the roommate, if any police ask you questions, ask for a lawyer and stay silent. Count seven, violence offense committed in the presence of a child, pertains to Robinson's shooting of Kirk in the presence of children under the age of 14. Like I said, this is a college, who were visible at the event. Based upon evidence received by Brian Davis, I have reason to believe that the defendant committed offenses as charged herein. So those are the actual charges that you just heard. That was the conversation of messages between Robinson and his lover. Okay. So this assassination, they're gonna make sure that it actually sticks, because that's what they're trying to call it, an assassination. Okay, on an American or an American tragedy, whatever you want to call it. Okay, Kirk was murdered while engaging in one of the most childish. There is hell on wheels with this. Kirk was murdered while engaging in one of our most. I don't know who the fuck is our. Who is our? Uh 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 We is not trying to go to the table. Nope. Do not include all of us. We is not included. Most sacred and cherished American rights, the bedrock of our democratic republic. We do not force these guns on people. Y'all do. The free exchange of ideas and the search for truth, understanding, and more perfect union, he said before announcing charges filed against the suspect. Gray also remembers Kirk role. Child, please, I don't hear nothing but this husband and father. This guy said if his daughter got pregnant at the age of 10, she was going to have the baby. Child, please. Kirk, kiss my ass. All right. But at the end of the day, guys, prosecutors are going to seek the death penalty. Um, Gray is laying out the charges, and he is actually bringing it, or trying to bring it at least. They are trying to make sure that there's no mix up here and that no jury tampering is going on, because this is going to be a big case. But yes, so this case is already worldwide. So they're going to have to get them a lot of maggots on there, okay? So the guy that I talked about earlier that actually stated that he was acting as if he was the suspect so that the real suspect could get away. His name is George Zen. Okay, he was the man taken into custody moments after the shooting last week. He allegedly faked a confession to hinder the police response. Zen is being held in jail on charges of obstructing justice and possession of a child sex material. And I just told y'all that pedophiles linger in these things. Oh my God. Listen, Zen is being held on charges of obstructing justice and possession of child sex abuse material after police searched his phone. Shortly after the shooting occurred, and while people were fleeing the area, Zen was seen yelling that he had shot Kirk, the sheriff said. While in custody, Zen began experiencing medical issues and was taken to the hospital. There, he told law enforcement that he had yelled that he was the shooter to allow the actual suspect to flee and to hinder law enforcement. There is no information indicating Zen actually concluded with the shooter. During the interview at the hospital, Zen allowed the police to look at his phone. While executing a search warrant for the device, officials found more than 20 images of children and graphic sexual text threads, the sheriff said. The investigation into the images is still ongoing. Now, he done picked up a charge lying about a goddamn charge. Make it make sense. It don't. I know the mega life. So the Oklahoma superintendent, I guess they did, low hush hush, low silent today. Okay, for the situation. Pateli Schmelly Shelly is ridiculous, and he does not know what he's doing, and he has been going back and forth with the Senate today. Okay, and they fired all these people, and they have no idea about what's going on or what needs to be done down there at the FBI. They're sitting in seats. Look at his eye. Why his eyes always looking twitched? He always look like he's on something. He always look like he is on something. I'm telling you. Oh my God. Look at him. Y'all, this is who they got working. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. I can't. Yo, this is a lot. Yeah, him and Booker. We spoke about that earlier. Got into that screaming match, honey, because Booker them is not playing with him. Okay, and this one right here just sucking up Trump little titties and his asshole, and he just won't do nothing. All he does is sits there and let any and everything run over him. Okay, he's being criticized as well. Okay, because he just lets everything go. There's nothing where he's saying no. Leaders cannot call their political opponents. They're talking about the Democrats calling them Nazis and fascists when the fuck they are. And you are. Oh my gosh, y'all make it make sense, okay? Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Yeah, y'all. So this is what we are looking at right now. There are definitely charges. I'm gonna say that they're gonna be adding some more charges as well. Okay. I think that anything that they can get to stick, they are gonna get it to stick. I believe that this guy would have never turned himself in if his family did not. Okay. And if y'all is any of these 20 people that they looking for that be on that Discord check, go ahead and get y'all little questioning so y'all can get it over. And please do let the Black LT know if you were in the Discord and you guys spoke with Robinson or you heard something that Robinson mentioned. Let a sister know, okay? Because the Black LT gang would love to know, okay? So Senator John Cornyn says, I've seen no reason for the armchair quarterbacks to be criticizing his performance. I think it's been commendable. So they're saying they think that he did a good job. Lindsey Graham, the drama around the investigation. I'm okay with what happened. And we have the man in custody. Now the fuck you do because of the parents. He's presumed innocent, but the evidence seems to be pretty overwhelming. Graham also said that he wants Pateli Smelly to speak to lowering the temperature of political rhetoric in U.S. I doubt he'll be able to do that. Not with what y'all have got it heightened to at the moment, Graham, okay? And Josh Hawley says that Patel serves at the pleasure of Donald Duck, okay? And that's exactly what he's been doing. Okay, Patel Smelly Shelley has been trying to defend his recent firings of the FBI officials, but we can clearly see that, like I said, those DEIs, honey, they're in the DEIs so Trump could hire a bunch of jackasses that don't know what they're doing and they're just sitting up there looking for money. That's about it. That's all that's going on up here. Okay. They haven't done anything in months. They won't be doing anything in months. And they won't be doing anything in the next 3 years if you allow them to sit their ass there. I just hope that they don't let them sit there long enough that they can't even take control back of the situation because it's getting real bad up out here. Okay, it's getting real bad. And they worrying about talking about Ruby Dole says State Department has denied visas to people celebrating Kirk's murder. So the fuck what? They don't want to come and go to Alcatraz anyway. Who the fuck foreigner wants to come over here, get a visa, can't even work right before somebody calls them in saying, oh, they shouldn't be here. ICE. Who the fuck want to go to Alcatraz? Ain't nobody looking for no visas to come here, child. Stop that bullshit. Y'all are stuck all them Hyundai people the other day running over there in Atlanta. Ain't nobody damn coming down here for nobody to be chasing behind them. Them people don't got time for that bullshit. Them people packed their people up and got the fuck up out of here, which they should have, okay? And then obviously y'all know Trump is trying to defend Pelly Schmelly, okay? Child. It's a hot mess down there at that White House and definitely at the FBI. They are not doing their job. I feel that they blew it. They blew it, okay? Patelli Smelly Shelly blew it, and he was about promoting himself rather than cooperating with law enforcement. And a lot of them down there thinks that he really didn't do a good job. Okay, he's not up to the job. He's putting himself first, and in fact, that there should be coordination and cooperation, and they never want to give that. Okay. And what we saw, it was kind of an overreach on the part of him on personal bias, because he got out here and got online and announced that they had the suspect and they did not have the suspect, and then he had to backpedal on fucking social media and fix that. Okay. So they criticized him for essentially purging a lot of folks who did a really good job for political reasons, saying that it's really detrimental to the well being of the FBI. Welch called the shooting of Kirk and the general rise in political violence heartbreaking and said that they're ensuring there is security for political figures. There's an erosion of public discourse here. This is not just about people in political life or members of Congress. It's about all of us as citizens. They lying. You know they don't never care about no damn citizens. Okay? And the insecurity that is rampant in America is going to take much more than just having security. Well, y'all the one who's going rampant. These are y'all's people. You're building them, and then they going and they failing y'all. That's exactly what the hell happened. You're putting guns in anybody's hands and just trying to wobble and mess, and then you trying to throw the shit that y'all uncreate on other fucking people. That's all y'all do all day long. Okay? So Durbin and Patel got in a match too, child, shouting back and forth, telling shut up and let the professionals do their job. Okay, I tell you, Patel Smelly don't know what he's doing, and people is letting him know. Okay, uh, Pateli Smelly was so anxious to take credit for finding Kirk's assassin when the fuck he did not, that he violated one of the basics of effective law enforcement at a critical stage in an investigation. Shut up and let the professionals do their job. I'm telling y'all, that's all Pateli Smelly wanted, was to try to put his name out there like he got somebody. You ain't get a motherfucker. The parents brought him. And I know till this day that boy is sitting back there in the behind the fucking bar saying he should have never told a motherfucking soul and leave no note nowhere. Okay? I'm telling you. Patel Schmelly Felly, you fucked up. So Patel was out here trying to fight for his job, talking about he ain't going nowhere, but we all know that Trump is not loyal to a motherfucker. Okay, if Patel or Smelly don't get his shit together, he just might be the next one walking on out the goddamn door, okay? And Bondi, bitch, you is hateful. All look how you look. Look how you look. Pale in a. You know what, girl? Bye. Look how them two look. Look how them two look. Coked out. Coked out. Look at the wrinkles. Coked out. That's exactly how they look, because that's all they know. Okay? Now they talking about it's a crime, she said, to post on X. For too long, we've watched the radical. When they're the radicals left, normalize threats, call for assassinations, and cheer on political violence. That era is over. Bitch, you was over. You look over. So this is Tyler Robinson, guys. This is the guy that is being accused right now as the shooter. Cause Tyler ain't say he no damn shooter. Tyler ain't say shit. Tyler say let mom and them do all the talking they want. Child. I ain't confessing to nothing. Okay, he's not confessing to damn thing. If they want to confess, let them confess. But he ain't doing it, child. They're gonna have to do it for him. Tyler say, if y'all want the information out there, y'all put it out there. Okay.
Tyler Robinson.
As Tyler Robinson graduated Pineview High School in 2021, photos and videos from his mother's Facebook page show him as a high achiever, graduating with such a strong academic record that he won a 4-year scholarship.
Congratulations, you have been selected to receive the Resident Presidential Scholarship from Utah State University. The value of this scholarship is approximately $32,000.
But Robinson did not use all 4 years of that scholarship. He took a leave of absence after just one semester, according to Utah State University, and enrolled at Dixie Technical College in the Electrical Apprentice Program. It appears Robinson lived near his family at an apartment in St. George, where today, law enforcement was at this complex. FBI technicians gathered evidence at the apartment. A neighbor described Robinson as super reclusive. This apartment is 3 hours away from Utah Valley, the site of the shooting. He lived here with a roommate who showed police messages.
The content of these messages included messages affiliated with the contact Tyler, stating a need to retrieve a rifle from a drop point, leaving the rifle in a bush.
In the woods near the school, investigators found that rifle, along with bullet casings engraved with messages, some referring to online memes and video games, others seemingly political.
Hey, fascist! Exclamation point. Catch! Exclamation point. A second unfired casing read, "Oh, Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao, Ciao, Ciao."
That inscription, Bella Ciao, appears to reference an Italian anti-Nazi folk song, which has been used in recent years on video games and a TV show. Robinson's voter registration doesn't show any political leaning. He registered as unaffiliated with any party and had not voted in the last 2 general elections. But he had recently become more political. A family member described what he said at a dinner.
In the conversation with another family member, Robinson mentioned Charlie Kirk was coming to UVU. They talked about why they didn't like him and the viewpoints that he had. The family member also stated Kirk was full of hate and spreading hate.
It was his family and a friend who turned Robinson into the sheriff's department. Among the clues, investigators say they got footprints from Converse shoes when the suspect jumped off the roof. Photos show Robinson wearing Converse in several pictures, similar to surveillance photos captured at Utah Valley.
Child, let me tell you. So on those Facebook photos, his mom is the one taking pictures of him with those guns. Okay? They've been grooming him with guns for a while. They've been grooming him with the guns. She's always been the one posting them guns and posting up with him with guns. But this is how I say they bring things into their children's world and then they want to deflect, okay, deflect it onto other people as if. And you heard them mention Nazi because that's what they appear and want to be, okay? It's self-explanatory. We've all been seeing it for the past couple of months. They've gone wildfire. Okay. So again, Patel is facing criticism as he should because he's definitely not doing his job. Okay. The suspect in the Kirk assassination wrote some hatred cannot be negotiated within the text. It says, I will say what was found in terms of information. A text message exchange where he, the suspect, specifically stated that he had the opportunity to take Kirk out and that he was going to fucking do it. And when he was asked why, he said some hatred cannot be negotiated. Okay. So at the end of the day, I have said this for a while, guys. One thing for certain and two for sure, he is doing what he has been taught. So here's what to know at this moment. Prosecutors on Tuesday, today, unveiled a tranche of evidence against the 22-year-old guy from southern Utah they accused of killing the right-wing political activist Kirk, and much of it comes from the suspect's own words in exchange with friends and family. So, like I said, he's not doing no talking. In announcing that they would seek the death penalty against Tyler Robinson, prosecutors said that the suspect had texted his partner about Kirk after the shooting. I had enough of his hatred, Robinson also said that he planned the attack days in advance, according to the charges of aggravated murder and related felonies. So, like I said, about a week. It took him about a week to plan it out. Once he found out that Kirk was coming over there to that school, he thought that that was going to be his best time. So Kirk depicted himself as a lone assassin with the charges filed against Robinson, I'm sorry, on Tuesday in the killing. Kirk depicted him as a lone assassin with hardening left-wing pro-LGBTQ views that led him to violence. What the charging document did not include, however, was any mention of more provocative theories circulating about what kind of radical political ideology, ideology, oh my God, my gullah got me, honey, was to blame. Okay, guys? Messages on the bullets are they're saying that they decoded them. I don't know how the fuck they going to decode a message when a person is not talking to them and they're the person that wrote the message. This is what I'm telling y'all about the lies. I feel like right now the news is out here just presenting lies. This is the judge that is actually handling right now. He handled the charges for today. I'm not sure if he's the judge that's going to remain on or if they're going to switch that up. Sometimes they do. So he could possibly be going in between judges, okay? I'm saying right now that they're doing all this and that, these moment of silence here and there, and forcing a lot of these corporations to do so as well. And to anybody that's losing their jobs behind freedom of speech, y'all need to start suing these companies. Know that, honey, you might have lost a job, but you got your win. Your win is going to be that lawsuit. Do not go without suing these people for firing y'all for fucking speaking, okay? I'll say that again. Do not go without getting these lawyers and these attorneys that's going to go ahead and assist y'all in suing these people for firing y'all off jobs because y'all speak on a subject matter when this person has been speaking hatred into this world for I don't know how long for now, okay? So at the end of the day, they're not going to give up too many more details, and that is because they want to actually sit here and try to say they're trying to hold on to evidence so other people don't know. Now, this is the actual guy that confessed. Remember, I spoke about the guy that confessed? This is Zen. Here we go.
You! How dare 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 you! Such a monster! What a monster! Such a monster!
Okay. He isn't even the guy, but they freaking yelling at him. You're such a monster, this, that, and that. Um, he's a 71-year-old man. Yelled to the officers and said that he was the shooter, but this is the one that later explained that he had falsely confessed in order to help the real assassin escape. The man, a political gadfly named George Zinn, was arrested on suspicion. So this is the guy as well that had the 20 photos of the children in his phone. And this is what I tell y'all about these pedophiles. They're hanging around places like this. This is the jail that Tyler Robinson is being held in right now in Utah, guys. Okay. Right now, I see Tyler thought he was coming home, but he's not. And I think that he also thought that he would come home once he went down one day with his parents because he had a link that supposedly was at the damn police department. Okay. So it looks like they're saying that a note, which we know is the note that was found under the keyboard, and DNA, which they are saying that the DNA was left on the roof. It was left on the side of the roof when he went to jump off. They want to say that there was DNA there that is linking him to the actual shooting or being the person that was up there connected to the shooting. Okay. The suspect joked online that his doppelganger had killed Kirk. So this is why they're looking for those 20 people. And if I don't tell y'all, Blackout T, gang, if any of y'all is them 20 people, let a sister know. We would love the interview. All right. So the meaning of the messages found on the bullet casings after the killings are still really unclear because, like I said, if the shooter does not tell them what it means, how the fuck would they know? All right, guys, I love you. Thank you so much for stopping by the Blackout Tea channel. Do me a favor because remember, we gotta go ahead and we got to get our watch hours. And I need you guys to make sure that you are sharing on all of your platforms. Thumbs up the video. If you have not subscribed to our channel yet, go ahead and get subscribed. I will see you guys later. Thank you for watching, boo boos.